Aiming is obviously one of the most important things when it comes to being a skilled Valorant
player. Oh no, he's got the blades and he pulls them out, but he lands the shots anyway for it!
But how come there are still plenty of insanely cracked aimers that are stuck in plat, diamond, even gold and below? Hi, my name is Zayn, and today we are discussing why having good aim doesn't instantly mean you'll be a high rank in Valorant, and what you can do in order to rank up without needing insane aim. The aim versus Gamesense debate has always been prominent in the FPS scene. I believe that aim is only more important than Gamesense if you take it to the extreme. If you have literal aimbot, then obviously Gamesense is irrelevant since you're literally cheating. On the other hand, if you have terrible aim and are unable to hit a single bullet, Gamesense doesn't matter either, since no matter how advantageous your position is, you will still end up dying in the gunfight. When you take it to a more realistic scenario, however, most players don't have aimbot or are completely unable to aim. They are somewhere around the middle. This makes Gamesense all the more important since now it is up to who is in the better position and who can get a bigger advantage before the actual gunfight even occurs. The first thing I want to talk about is proper rotation timings. When it comes to rotating, most people just simply don't know when they should. So let me teach you my general rule of thumb. Early on in the game, it is important for you to understand that you have not studied your enemy at all yet. You don't know anything about their playstyle. So I recommend always just rotating early to make sure your team doesn't get 5-man rushed. Now, this is where you need to take a look at your enemy's gameplay. Do they like faking a site and rotating over? Keep someone anchored on site to make sure it's safe. Do they like to lurk around the map, flanking you in the process? Make sure to leave a trip for lurkers or let someone hold the common lurk spots. When it comes to knowing rotation timings, it's all about adapting to how your enemies are playing. There is no one set timing you need to rotate in. You just need to notice whether or not your enemies are rushers or people that like taking their time with lurkers or fake pushes. Depending on how your enemies are playing, you can adapt whether or not you want to rotate instantly or take your time and assess the situation and see if it might just be a fake. If you want to outsmart your enemy, you need to be able to identify their playstyle and act upon it. The second thing we're going to be talking about is re-evaluating after key situations. In Valorant, there is always certain times in a round where there is a key situation happening. Those would be, for example, if someone gets a kill or someone gets like huge info, for example, they know one site is completely open, or if the round just stales out and becomes stationary. Let's say you guys are walking down A long on Haven and it gets smoked off and you guys are just kind of sat there and don't really know what to do and the round just kind of stales out. When something like this happens, after a key situation in Valorant, it is important that you re-evaluate the situation. This means that you need to think about and take your time what the best play is, okay? Don't just go full autopilot mode and try to run it down as fast as possible and using your subconscious to make a play. When something like this happens, even if it might not be the best play, think about something that you want to do. Even if it's not the most correct play, the 100% radiant plan, it is best to have a plan than just go full autopilot mode, use your subconscious and just kind of run it down. Most people, after they get smoked off or mollied off, go full brain-dead drunk raccoon mode. Like, I've actually seen some of my teammates just run through a molly and then cry about why they're not getting traded. Most of my duelists just run through the smoke. I end up getting mollied off and we can't chase, and then they just start crying down the mic, why are you not following me, bro? Why are you not following me? When it's like, bro, I'm mollied off. There's nothing we can do. And in situations like that, instead of sitting there and crying to your teammate, to your duelist, and calling him a dog shit dipshit, instead of doing that, you can think and see, yo, wait, what did I do wrong in this round? After you guys get smoked off and after you have no info on what's happening around the map, all you see in front of your eyes is a fat smoke, it is your time to think, yo, wait, what could we do? Let's do something. Let's use our team. Let's use our information. What do we know? What do we not know? Instead of, oh, let's just run it down onto A side, guys. Like, that's not a play. You should never want to really do that. Same thing if like a kill happens. If someone gets a big kill, let's say someone gets an opening pick in mid in Haven as well, like he peeks window, he kills a guy on B, instead of going, oh, go B, go B, go B, like right away, take your time, take a breather, take 1 or 2 seconds is already enough of active thinking, not subconscious thinking. If you actively think for 1 or 2 seconds, you will be able to come up with the most brief plan there is, okay? And if you have an issue where you don't know what to do, you just have no clue on where to go and what to do, watching pro games or watching pro players and their VODs on certain maps that you're not really actually performing good on is really helpful. A lot of the plays that I do and a lot of the plays that I make are copied off of a pro player. They're not just my plays that I came up with on the spot. It's something that someone, somewhere, sometime has done before, and I saw it and I thought it was really good, so I picked up on it. And once you start relying on your subconscious less after key situations, you will start noticing yourself using your brain actively way more. It will help you stay focused during the game more. It will help you focus on your aim more since you have a set plan in mind and you don't need to come up with shit while you're trying to aim. And it will result in you winning more rounds because the team's actually coordinated, doing something together, doing something that you called or that someone else called. And I know you're gonna say, most of my teammates never listen to me, Zayn. What do I do when my teammates are just not listening? Your teammates will be kind of garbage, like 30% of the games, maybe 40% of the games. But if you are the key factor, the only factor you can influence, then you adapting this into your gameplay will help you win those 60% games, okay? Those 30% games that are in your hand that you need to carry, this will be the key factor. Start adapting this in your games and you will win more, I promise you. Now, the third and last thing I want to talk about is throwing utility with a purpose in mind. This is an issue that I see all the time, even in my Immortal 3 games. People watch a pro player or content creator and then subconsciously pick up on what their favorite player is doing, and then they will just copy it. The issue with this is that if you just copy what someone else is doing, you will never think about why they are doing it. And even if you think you might have a good idea of what the purpose is, you will never 100% know why they are doing that or why they're using that certain ability unless you actively think about it. By actively thinking I mean actually putting time and effort and thought into, why did he actually flash there? Why did he throw a smoke right there? Why would he TP over there? Why would he dash out now? Why would he smoke off his dash that way? Literally anything, any type of utility used, genuinely use your brain actively and think about why they might have done something. I have a lot of experience coaching in pretty much every rank, gold and above, and I have seen this pretty much every single session. No matter the rank, I've always seen the player do this. For the next Valorant game you play, I want you to record it and rewatch the game after, and solely focus on how and when you are using your abilities, and whether or not they're being invested wisely. You will notice yourself throwing out certain abilities just for the sake of throwing them, and not using them when you had a perfect opportunity to. And once you stop wasting utility, you will notice yourself having it available to you way more often. In a time where you used to not have any flashes anymore because you would just chuck them out, now you have a spare one. You can flash for your teammate, you can flash for yourself. Or in other times where you didn't have a smoke for post plant or didn't have a smoke for the enemy's retake or whatever, now you still have one available because you actually didn't just waste to throw it out early in the round. You will just notice yourself getting way easier kills as well because you're just using your utility in a way where it lets you get kills with ease. Anyway, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you could learn something. If you paid attention and you will implement all 3 of these tips, I promise you that you will rank up like crazy without you having to rely on your aim whatsoever. Anyway, make sure to do your homework. Peace.